Hey, what's up, party people? Welcome to another episode of, what is it today? Honest Trailers Commentary for Raya the Last Dragon. That's what
Yeah,
it
doing
is.
great.
Yeah, you know how this goes.
Only
I'm with
Tuesday.
I'm with Danielle. I'm with Lon. We watch the Honest Trailer together. We tell you all of our deepest, darkest secrets that we harbor about this film. We'll show you some deleted scenes. We will take your questions. We will tease you with next week's Honest Trailer. You guys know how it works by now. But we're talking about Raya the Last Dragon, which is tricky because since I've last thought about Raya the Last Dragon and today, I saw the Snyder Cut, which just kind of reduced my brain to a DC patinaed slurry. And that's all I can really think about. But taking myself back to a pre-Snyder Cut universe, thinking about Raya the Last Dragon, I think I enjoyed this film from what I recall of it. It was definitely a sumptuous visual delight, but otherwise kind of a cookie cutter Disney adventure story. Not like a Disney princess story, but like your kind of standard action adventure mystical land thing that was very Avatar heavy. That's what I think I thought of it. But what say you?
Like
refresh my memory about Raya and the Last Dragon, you guys.
I didn't like where Raya revealed that she was actually the Martian Manhunter. Oh wait, no, hang on. No, I got mixed up.
Did you know every character, at least one character in every movie, is Martian the Manhunter? And it's your job to figure out.
Got to look at the eyes. If they start going red, that's how you know.
Oh, Harry Lennox is busy.
Yeah. What are you guys' overall thoughts on this film, if you can remember any of them after our dew-soaked Snyder Cut watch?
I really loved it. I really liked the movie. I thought that it was super cute. There were moments where Sisu, I thought that they were going too hard to try to be funny, and it's like, no, like she's an awkward dragon. You don't really get to see that. I ship Raya and Namari hard. I hard ship it. But yeah, I just thought it was really cute, and it looked really, really gorgeous. It's a great story, very lore heavy. Definitely, like, I would watch the, Disney Morning or whatever cartoon of that, because there's a lot there that they could expand on. So yeah, I really, really liked it. I assume it'll get a sequel, and I look forward to that.
You assume it'll get a sequel. That's interesting. I wonder if anybody bothered to watch this film.
Yeah,
because we'll never know, right? It's Disney Plus. They don't release their numbers.
They're assuring us it did great. So
okay,
they're like, we promise everybody's watching everything. It's going.
I mean, it did come out
real
theatrically.
No numbers, but
it came out theatrically, sort of, right? And it
yes.
Lost to Tom and Jerry, which you never want to lose to Tom and Jerry.
No, you don't.
There.
I don't know. Like, I wanted to get more on board. I feel really divided on this one. It's beautiful. It's stunningly beautiful. It's one of the most visually, like, impressive, amazing animated movies, like, maybe ever. I feel like Disney's getting to the Pixar-esque level where it's like incredible visuals, and like we have a little riff about the water in here, but just like there's so many just like vistas and scenes and the character design is really interesting, and everything visual. Like, I feel like I would have enjoyed the movie just as much with no sound. Because everything else kind of felt a little paint by numbers to me. It just felt like everything was kind of like one level, and all the characters have like their bit, and like we didn't get to spend enough time with anyone to sort of get past their bit and sort of get a little more development there. And so I just thought it was a lot of like interesting ideas that never really get to go anywhere, but in this incredible world that I enjoyed spending time with just because it looks great.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I hope it gets sequels and spinoffs. I think we say in the trailer that this deserved its own series, its own time to breathe,
Yeah, in some ways I think that's probably one of the big setbacks, is that it's so big. It is more like a pilot in a lot of ways, where it's setting up this whole world and all of these lands and tribes and mythology, and then it just like, well, we gotta just get to the end. It's like, the gems, fight over the gems. Okay, done. And it's like, it does kind of feel like we don't really get past the surface on anything because there's just so much being presented to us. So like it would lend itself to a series if Disney feels like taking another swing at it.
Yeah, well, there you go. It's now all coming back to me, and I think I agree with what you guys are saying. But let's confirm by watching
Avatar. It's a lot like
a lot like Avatar. Yeah, I remember that. Let's watch the honest trailer for, what is this thing again?
Raya,
Avatar: The Last Dragon Bender.
Fang, heart, spine, talon, and tail. Long ago, the five lands lived together in harmony. Then everything changed when the Drew Nation attacked. Only the dragons could stop them. But when the world needed them most, they vanished. 500 years passed, and Raya discovered the last dragon, a water dragon named Sisu. And although her magic skills are great, she has a lot to learn before she's ready to save anyone. But Raya believes Sisu can save the world. Raya-tar, the last air dragon.
So
Avatar,
pause. I mean, we're not... Lon, you actually outlined it in your notes of the many, many parallels.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it really goes into way more depth than we do in the trailer. But you've got a world divided by feuding city, state, nations, each with their own little visual theme and custom fighting style. And they're all kind of cherry-picked from different Asian traditions, mostly Southeast Asian. And then you have like this immature hero who's been asleep for centuries, and then a girl from a water tribe who's separated from her father.
Yeah, I mean, even there were like specific things, like there's like hybrid kinds of animals that mix two earth animals together, or like, and you know, she's riding around on hers is a ball creature, whereas Aang has a flying bison. But Aang also rides around on a ball of air a lot. Like a lot of the visual ideas seem kind of lifted. And then like obviously the Fire Nation. You know, Fang,
and then the
Namira,
Zuko character
Zuko
arc
have a similar arc. Like, there's a lot of similarities.
Look, it works. I mean, it worked. I'm fine if if Avatar becomes the template for kids movies rather than, God, I don't know, Cinderella or whatever it has been for the last 2 decades. But
sure,
I don't know. They did not really hide their influence well. I know they say it's influenced by Southeast Asian culture in an aesthetic way, but like plot wise and story wise, it's Avatar: The Last Airbender, like 100%.
Yeah, I feel like you could take your inspiration there, but spread it around. Like give at least pick one other property to like kind of lift from, instead of just making it like, what if Disney but Avatar, but Disney, but we owned it though.
Well, the great artists steal, right?
I guess.
Let's keep going.
I mean Raya and the Last Dragon. Journey to Kumandra, a melting pot of Southeast Asian cultures and East Asian voice actors, to meet Raya, an orphan warrior princess and total dragon nerd.
I might be a little bit of a dragon nerd. You're not the only dragon nerd here.
Which in a world created by dragons means she's super religious? Raya will find a savior who can walk on water when she awakens Sisu, an orphaned cross between a Thai Naga and a stretched out My Little Pony, who can disguise herself as a cross between Aquafina and an e-girl on laundry day. Together, Sisu.
I thought they made that dragon very, very huggable. I thought that looked like such a nice, soft dragon. I really like the design of Aquafina or of Sisu, but I think that it'd be tough to get like. Do they make like life-size versions of that? As far as plushes go, I feel like that thing would take up an entire kid's bedroom.
It would have to be the bed, like those old race car beds.
Yeah,
it just have to be a bed that's a dragon with a dragon head in the front.
It is going to be interesting to see if Sisu walks around the parks, because it would be like kind of tall. You're going to need like a tall, thin person to be. Yeah,
that's the problem. I feel like it was kind of a cop out to turn Sisu into a human, but I feel like that's what you're going to get at the parks.
Oh, you're right. You'll get the Aquafina.
You'll get the Aquafina
promising
version,
young dragon version. Yeah.
I want the 50-foot long plush, and I want it to snake around and be able to wrap my arms around it, because I think they made it so, the fur, man, the texture on that thing looked incredible.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, I remember when Monsters Inc. came out, they made a big deal about like Sully's fur. Like, there's a program that randomizes all the strands of fur so they move like natural hair would in all sorts of different directions. And like now, when you watch this, that looks terrible. Like in comparison, like even the incredible state of the art of early Pixar, when you look at something like this now, it's on a totally different level. Like the granular specifics of texture you're able to bring out. And so, yeah, I totally agree. Like, it's like incredible when you first see it. It's like, a flying furry dragon, looks like a My Little Pony come to life.
Yeah. So
the Twilight sparkle of our dreams.
Yeah. Props for that. And I do like Sisu's character, but I totally agree with you, Danielle. And I do think we bring it up later, is like, they didn't need to do so many 2010-isms of like, I don't know. It's just, I know it's like magical, and I don't. Again, I know they've done it before with like the genie and Aladdin and stuff like that, but it just when the dragon sounds like someone doing like a Twitter clapback, it's like just leave that out of my fantasies. Leave that out of my
Twitter is not a part of our fantasies, is what we're telling you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think it's like in something like Tom and Jerry, like they're gonna floss. Like I guarantee you just know that's part of it. We accept that it's the genre, whatever. But it's something like this. I'm trying to immerse myself into like a different mode. You know, it's like a transportive epic fantasy. Like that breaks the reality.
And there's something inherent.
They don't floss. Thank goodness Sisu does not floss. I don't want to put that.
Yeah, but that's the thing is for these feature length animated films, you need to bake in the jokes like a couple years in advance. And like the pace of comedy has gotten where like things are funny for like an afternoon. So the hubris of putting in like a flossing joke, or I don't know what's funny right now, having shrimp tails in your cinnamon toast crunch or something like that, and assuming that 2 years from now people will still understand that or appreciate that, and it won't be cringe, as the kids say, is insane. So just keep your humor timeless, okay? Don't talk about pop and lock-in or whatever. Although pop locking is timeless as well. Anyways, keep going.
Yeah, they did good on that one. It's still a thing.
Laundry Day. Together, Sisu will teach Raya the importance of learning to trust others, while the movie will teach you to never trust anyone.
In a different world, maybe we could have been friends.
You're going to tell me where I can find those other Dragon Gem pieces.
Whose baby? What?
You have to give a little trust first.
Wait, Sisu, don't.
It was foolish to trust someone from Fang.
Don't come any closer.
You're saying give people a chance, but you're showing that chaos is a ladder. Travel across this richly detailed land so quickly, you wish they had an Avatar-length TV series to explore it further, as you spend barely enough time with the orphan Boone, a tragic victim of millennial hustle culture.
I'm Captain Boone, the owner, chef, and chief financial officer of the Shrimporium.
Noi, a tiny orphan martial artist who feels like an exchange student from the Boss Baby franchise.
All right, pause.
This actually lined up so well. Like I couldn't believe how much it does look like an offshoot of the Boss
Baby character. Yeah, this baby is from an entirely different film. And I guess that's fine, but it's so clear that like they just love the baby, and they thought that the baby jokes where like a baby acts like an adult was so funny. And I don't know if it is.
The baby was probably the only part where I was like, I don't understand this baby. Like, how can this baby fight? What's going on with the baby's diapers?
You think for a while, like I thought for at least a scene or two, there's another level to this, but like we're gonna get a reveal. It's not a real. It's an enchanted. It's an adult in the body of a baby, or that somebody's controlling the baby, or it's another dragon or something. But like eventually, you're like, no, it's just like a baby who's just like babies in this universe are incredibly smart and precocious, and like we're basically are just adults in baby bodies.
And you get like half a beat of acknowledgement of like, it's actually pretty tragic that this baby's parents are dead and it was left to be raised by monkeys on the street.
That's the thing. That thread is like, I feel like there's like here's what the thing is. Release the Snyder cut of Raya and the Last Dragon, folks. I do feel like there's an earlier cut where we spend more time on that concept, that this is a world of orphans. Like the Droon is killing everybody, and so everybody's lost people. Like nobody has their family intact, and like that's really touching and sad. It does feel like a Disney epic kind of setup, and but we only get little dribs and drabs of it. We never really explore it as an idea that she's gathering this community of orphans around her because everybody is an orphan in this world. So yeah, that was so quickly because they want to get to the next like comedy beat, and I feel like we don't spend enough time on that as a concept.
More time with how sad that baby is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you have to like really luxuriate in the tragedy of everybody having dead parents, but they make such a big, just a big to-do of it with Raya. Oh, my parents are dead. But then when you have the same thing with the baby, but then it's only played for like, yeah, I'm a kick-ass baby. I'm gonna kick you in the face.
That's what I mean. It's just like as a thread, not that we need to like dwell on it for several scenes in a row, but just as a thread that we're pulling through everywhere we go.
Yeah.
Rather than it just being like, I'm Boone, and here's my quirky thing, and like, I'm a baby, and here's my thing, and then like, I'm Benedict Wong, that's kind of my bit. Like, like I wanted more than just, I wanted more than just their bit. Like, I'm Benedict Wong, remember me from Doctor Strange? Still me, got only one eye now, but basically the same.
Let's go grab some gems together.
Yeah, let's go make some jokes about how I like food.
All right, keep going.
And Tong, a likely orphan who's lost his only child. Hey, wait a second. Raya, Sisu, Boone, Noi, Tong. Did Disney just pull off the rare quintuple orphan gang? Bravo! That is some really efficient parent killing right there. Heroes beware. Dark clouds are gathering on the horizon. Not metaphorically. The bad guy's literally dark clouds. Because when you unleash the imagination of Disney animators, these days they'll come back with, what if Cloud but bad? And with a villain this lame, you better hope the real enemy was inside us all along or whatever. As the main antagonist turns out to be Raya's on-again, off-again, maybe friendship, maybe something more with Namari. She may have doomed them all when they were kids.
It's Fangs now.
She may have doomed them all again when they grew up. She may be dooming everyone outside of her own tribe.
We need to expand. If we had all the gem pieces, we could do that safely.
But when you really think about it, aren't the heroes just as much to blame for triggering the end of the world?
You're as much to blame for Sisu's death as I am.
Actually, no. No, she is not. I'm sorry, but no. We've been watching the...
I mean, that really annoyed me. I get where they're coming from, but actually I don't even get where they're coming from. Like, they really make the antagonists, like, they explain where they're coming from, but there is no doubt that Fang is effing things up for everybody else. And then the way they play that beat is everyone's like, you're right. We, like, what could they have done differently? They kept assassinating people.
I think that this kind of goes back. We've got a couple different sections that come at this from different ways, but I think the idea is the movie keeps saying, like, here's what the message of the movie is. But the characters don't actually learn that lesson over the course of the movie. They're just told the lesson. Like, their journey doesn't teach them you need to trust people. In fact, their trust is never once rewarded. Like the times they do trust people, they're screwed over for it. Like, Raya opens the movie being trusting. That's not her dilemma that she needs to learn how to trust. That's the mistake she makes, is she trusts the wrong person and loses the gem. So I feel like it's just a structural problem they had early on that they didn't ever quite figure out. Was like, we've got the lesson the character needs to learn, and then we've got the trip that she's actually on, and they don't necessarily culminate in the same place. And I think what you're saying is the same thing. It's like, well, we have to teach her the lesson in the end. And the only way to make the lesson clear is like, we're all at fault because we didn't work together. But that's not actually what the scenario was.
Yeah, and what I thought they were setting up was going to be like like a violation of trust between her and her father, because like he kept telling her that like all the other nations, like they're just kind of bitter. I'm not sure why they hate us so much, but we can get them all together. And then when she leaves her, walled garden, she finds out that everybody outside of it is starving to death.
Yep.
and like, he's like, oh, they're just superstitious. They just want, like, they hate us for our freedom, basically.
Yeah.
So I thought that they were going to explain that, like, her tribe actually was kind of this hegemonic oppressor of the rest of them. And like, that's why she had to take the first step and like kind of apologize and make good. Yeah. But no, they just, They were just jealous. They were just jealous haters.
Yeah, because that's like they've got to toe this line. I'm not saying it's easy. This is really hard to do, but they've got to toe this line. And it's got to be a rousing adventure. Like, it can't be a lesson in like, oh, we were the bad guys all along, because that's not a rousing adventure. That's depressing. So you've got to balance a lot of these different needs when you're making this kind of a story. And I just feel like it's like they got like 90% of the way to closing the circle. Like it's almost there. I'm gonna give them partial credit.
Yeah, stop looking for to Disney movies to answer centuries old political philosophy questions, or really anything. except entertainment.
Yeah.
Maybe if you have rice and other people don't, give them some rice.
Share some of that rice. Yeah.
But that's what he's trying to do in the beginning. He's like, he invites them for a big feast, and then
Fang will just waste it on their elaborate cats.
Kind of dicks about it. Yeah, like, you know.
They wouldn't know what to do with it, with their undercuts and their large battle felines. Anyways, let's keep going.
We've been watching the movie. You shot her. No. So try to stomach a story that feels like it was, let's say, reincarnated from another franchise with enough 2010s banter to repeatedly take you out of it.
Do you mean Captain Poppinlock over there?
Here I was worried you were gonna end up becoming a cat lady.
Something tells me you're not besties.
Bling is my thing.
But even on a crappy laptop screen, you'll be rewarded with better visuals than the iTunes visualizer on edibles. I mean, just look at that water. It's insane how real that looks. It's like a water deep fake. If I were real water, I'd be worried. Starring an exclusive dating app, Failcore.
I just maybe it's like an LA specific thing, but I just hear so much about Raya and like the before this movie came out that like that's where you go if you want to win a date with Matthew Perry, or I heard Channing Tatum's on there now post divorce. And like a lot of people
it's like the exclusive one, like the you have to get invited to be on Raya, I think.
Yeah, maybe this is like coastal bias, but that's definitely the first thing that popped into my head.
I mean, I think if you're hot and from the Midwest, you could probably get on Raya.
Yeah,
that's probably a thing, right?
Let us know what it's like.
Let us know if you're hot and from the Midwest. Are you on Raya?
What local celebrities can you date? Jeremy Roenick or other retired hockey players that I can think of. I don't know. Yeah, I have look into Raya. It seems like a funny place to be. You can date a lot of self-described influencers, and
there's got to be at least like 3 Cobra Kai cast members are on there.
Some Cobra Kai cast members.
At least 3.
Yeah, probably Jamie Kennedy.
For sure.
Like a champion barista, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah. That's where you go. All right, keep going.
An exclusive dating app, Failcore. Does Alan Tudyk even remember how to sound like people anymore? Zuko. I know everything there is to know about the shrimping business. Let me see that tongue. Avoid the noi. Daniel Dead Kim. And when you really want to say the B word, but you're in a Disney movie.
She's the backstabbing Binturi.
Bye-bye, Binturis.
Pay up, Binturi.
Let's finish this, Binturi.
Bye-bye, Binturi. No good Binturis.
Binturi? Now that's not a very nice way to describe an old friend.
The Life Aquatic with Team Sisu.
Whoa.
I got the glow!
Look, call yourself the Last Dragon if you must, but don't compare yourself to the real Last Dragon. You're not gonna win.
Who's the one and only Matt?
Your mind, body, and soul must be one. It's a sacrifice. It takes hard work. It's a way of life. Oh, good times. I need to rewatch The Real Last Dragon after this.
Yes, you do.
Yeah,
it's terrific. It's a lot of fun. It's on one of the streaming services. I saw it pop up there not long ago.
Or I'll just listen to Power and the Glory and do some shadow boxing.
Also good.
I work out.
You guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having fun. I am. Please subscribe for more stuff like this. Hit the like, hit the bell. You will never miss another video with fascinating content like the following. We have some deleted scenes of Raya and the Last Dragon. If those are ready to go, let's watch them together.
Hold on to your hats for a film that changed directors less than a year before its release, has 6 credited writers, and recast the main voice super late into production. So it's either no surprise or a minor miracle that it became a huge bomb and or massive hit. Disney Plus doesn't share their numbers, so no one really knows. If they make Raya 2 The Legend of Korra, we'll know it worked. Starring Indonesia Jones, Rose Takeo, Aquafina, Awkwardfina.
I am the last one.
Ballin'. Tuck Tails, woo, Tuck and Roll, Cat Lady,
Tiger undercut.
Raya's, roommate, the Boondocks, Master Chef Jr., Mad Eye Moody, King Tong, Crime Boss Baby, a Minion, and Papa was a frozen stone. How to Train Your Dragon. Droon Gems and Dragons.
Well, there you go. That's fun stuff.
Yeah.
I always feel like we always pick the wrong ones when we watch the outtakes. That's a shame.
It's hard. It's hard to know how it's gonna strike you at the moment. I do like the one that we picked for Tuk Tuk, the Alan Tudyk character, because it is he's just the guy you call when you need noises now. It's bizarre.
Yeah. He's
also,
noise
you
guy.
guys, you seen that show Resident Alien that he's doing on Sci-Fi? It's pretty
I've been meaning to check that out.
It's fun. I like it, but it's also another role of just like, okay, Alan, in this scene, we just need you to make noises, but like an alien, like no noise you've ever heard. Go.
Well, yeah,
and he
since,
somehow figures it out. He gets
the
there.
tragic loss of Michael Winslow has been Alan Tudyk's gain.
Yeah, really.
He's
Wow.
really slipped into that role.
I feel like Michael Winslow was more like technological sounds, whereas Tudyk is more like a beast you've never heard before.
Biological.
But yeah, there's some overlap.
More fauna.
Right.
Well, there's room. Yeah, there's room for everyone here.
There's room for many voice men.
Many voice men. Noisemen. We got some fun questions from the chat. Keep them coming if you got them. Alan Farina asks, what movie would be improved with a dragon?
Marriage Story.
Yep. I think that's pretty clear. Not gonna debate that.
What scene or what role do you see a dragon playing in Marriage Story?
I think I would want the dragon to play the other lawyer. I think I want to see them go.
That's what I was gonna say. That's so perfect.
I love Ray Liotta. I don't know.
Replace Ray Liotta with a dragon.
Ray Liotta's great.
Yeah.
I just thought maybe after Adam Driver punches the wall, we just cut to the person living on the other apartment on the other side, and it's a dragon who's just like, what the hell?
Oh, I thought a dragon would fly out of the drywall, and then the movie would take a complete turn and be like, what? A dragon? And then they find love again.
Just break up already.
Every night.
Olivia Pirano has an interesting take. Do you think this would have been a better movie if Namari had been the main character? I think it would have been a much more interesting story.
Well,
yeah,
I like that because exactly what we've been saying. Like, Raya's too good in the beginning. I don't really feel like she has a journey. Like she's already very trusting and loyal and cares a lot about saving the world and this gem and brave. And Namari's the character who actually has a thing to learn about trust and not stealing. And, so I think there's a little bit more depth there, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. I second that.
Go ahead.
Benzai 10 writes, Raya is the first heroine without a love interest nor otherwise burly strongman whom she can rely on, isn't she?
He's a burly strongman. His name is Tong. We just talked about
Tong. She's not relying on Tong.
I mean, he comes in late in the picture.
Yeah.
He is a burly strongman specifically.
Well, because I was going to say what popped in my head was Moana, but you got Maui, who's probably more of a more relied upon than Tong, certainly. But then
played by Hollywood's burliest strongman.
Yeah. I do think, May Kabir replied in the comments, Brave was the first, I think. But I'll go one further that we just watched is Lilo and Stitch. Unless you count Stitch as a burly strongman. But I think he was more of a liability for most of the movie.
He's not, he's powerful, but not burly.
Yeah, you've got the older sister and Lilo are both kind of on their own and doing the best they can. And
I agree.
But this was another solid example of that.
Too, kind of like she's got burly guys around, but she's not. Neither Anna nor Elsa are really relying on them.
But Raya, to me, falls into the category of like strong but boring. Like she's strong. She wants to save the village, save people, and she doesn't really trust people. Whereas I do think that if you had like Namari is kind of a more dynamic character. Like the relationship with her mom is complicated. The relationship she has with the other tribes and stuff like that. Like there was probably just more to work with from a protagonist standpoint. And she's still plenty strong. She can still kick your ass with an undercut.
Yeah, it feels like she's got an external conflict. She's got a quest. You got to bring this here, go there, save this. But she doesn't I don't feel like we get the internal conflict. Like when she's not struggling with anything, she's just trying to do the right thing. And
she's sad in a way that every character in there is sad because, there's this huge loss to everybody in all the different villages.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, this one's fun. Evan J. Pretzer asks, if you could see an R-rated version or Snyderized Disney movie, what would it be?
Ooh.
My Little Mermaid, because like the real version of that, the Hans Christian Andersen version of that is dark.
Yeah.
It's real dark, so maybe that one could be a good candidate.
I feel like, and it's one that like should get a remake anyway because it's great source material and they kind of biffed it the first time. The Black Cauldron, that's a cool big fantasy world Disney could explore again in a better movie with updated animation. And give me the Snyderverse version of that world for sure.
I think I've said it before, but I want the body horror version of the Cars franchise where they are just in constant pain and just the line between man and machine is
kill
blurred.
me.
Kill.
Sort of just one question. What happens if you open all the doors?
And all their guts spill out. Definitely.
We're gonna find out.
It'd be like it'd be a lot of Cronenberg because it'd be a little bit The Fly and a little bit David Cronenberg's Crash, which is the superior Crash. And we would see how that all works out. And then let's end on this. Langley Neely writes, was Raya worth $30? Well, it's worth it when you expense it to fandom. Oh yeah, fandom bucks, baby. but
it was worth it to me. Yes.
Would you have spent 30 of your own hard-earned dollars and be satisfied with your Raya experience?
I mean, look, it's I enjoyed watching this movie, and I feel like this would almost be something that I could see getting on physical media or having a copy of to like put on your TV, like while you write or something, because it is, like I said, a visual feast, like one of the best looking movies in some time. So almost on that level, I'm almost inclined to give it a pass on all this stuff, but I don't know, $30 rental, it's got to be a pretty friggin' good movie to justify that expense, I think.
For $30, I need to own it.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you were like, Lon, would you plunk down $30 for like a 4K, disc of Raya that you could put on a huge TV? Sure, okay, whatever.
Yeah, if I had like 2 more Raya-age children, sure. But
right, if you had to distract some little monsters,
a brood,
whatever it takes.
But
put on Tom and Jerry again. Who cares?
For a rental, not this movie, and frankly, not any movie is worth a $30 rental.
That's what I'm saying. Like it'd have to be pretty great. Like we're talking movie of the year to justify a $30 rental.
Well, speaking of movie of the year, that's next week's Honest Trailer, and that's
that's
the only clue you guys are getting. And you'll find out what that is next week. I know it's early in the year, but I think we've settled it already. It's a done deal.
If you currently have any doubt about what it is, it's not even for you. You could just skip next week.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see you guys then. And we will be back tomorrow with more SJU goodness. Thank you, Lon. Thank you, Danielle. Thank you, audience. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.